What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. In today's video we're going to smash a full leg session. Now I like to call this an all-round leg session. I'm pretty much going to show you, if you're only going to train legs once a week, like I would definitely recommend training legs twice a week. I'm just going to put that out there. Twice a week at minimum is going to be optimal for leg growth. But hey, if you just want to hit them once, I'm not hating. I'm actually only hitting my legs one full leg session per week at the moment as well, and that's only because I've got indoor on, I've got games, training, that type of stuff, so to fit it all in with recovery is a bit tricky at the moment. So what I'm doing is pretty much hitting a full leg session. So I'm hitting all muscle groups, calves, glutes, quads, hamstrings, the whole works. So I thought it'd be a good video to show you how I would program that for myself and clients. If they can only hit legs once a week, or they only want to hit legs once a week, then I'm pretty much going to run you through how I do it, how I program it, what exercises I pick, and why. Alright guys, let's do it. So if you're going to hit legs once a week, it's got to be intense and you've got to hit every muscle group. So my thoughts around this is I'm picking isolation movement for each muscle group, and I'm also picking a compound movement for each muscle group. So straight away, I'm hitting a giant set and we're covering 3 isolation movements straight off the bat. So we're hitting seated hamstring curls for the hamstrings, hip abductors, aka bad girls for the glutes, and donkey calf raises for the calves. All the sets and reps will be written in the description box below, but basically I love smashing out this giant set at the start because, for one, I'm ticking off 3 boxes straight away, hitting 3 muscle groups, but it gets me primed for the session and gets me primed for my main compound movement, which is going to be next. So you'll feel a lot better going into that. Rather than just going straight into heavy compound. That's my preference anyway. Guys, for seated hamstring curls, if your machine's like this, right, see how it's like this? As you can see in the vids, like I'm holding on here and I'm really pulling down. Now that's because if I don't, right, and I just pull this, as this gets heavy up, my back's gonna go like that. So I'm gonna be using my lower back, so really pull down. A lot of other, like, a better hamstring curl, in my opinion, it has the pad over the knee. So if you've got those, you can jam it down so you're really locked in. Those are ideal. If you don't, if your hammy curl's just like this, it's all good, but you've got to pull this down and you've got to contract your abs as hard as possible. Otherwise, your lower back, you're going to start going like that, and your lower back's going to be doing a lot of the work, and eventually it will start to hurt. So that's a little tip for you.
Watching the ocean with you, baby, up with a slow motion crew, and we up in our clouds when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey, and I don't need to speak a single word. You got me holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it, and I don't need to speak a single word. Cause you got me holding.
So the first compound movement for the day is going to be leg press. Now we're focusing mainly on the quads and glutes here. So you want to work up to a heavy set of, I did 8, so I did 15 reps, 12 reps, 10 reps, 8 reps. Now on the 4th and final set, we're pretty much taking it to complete failure, and that's the main movement of the day. On these guys, get as low as you possibly can without your back lifting up and rounding, and then pretty much take it all the way to the top. Stop just short of lockout.
Oh, you're doing a secret?
Yeah. Well, I'm attempting to.
Will turn without us, and I'll be killing time like I might be a cartoon. Take it in real life like haiku. I know we got the good vibes when pieces fall right into
my legs after the COVID situation is so weak. I was very hesitant to film this leg session, but I was like, screw it. It's good for you guys to see. Like, so that was only the last set. It was only 160 for 8 reps. And that was hard, like before, so a few months ago before isolation, that would have been 200 keggers for 15 reps at about the same difficulty. So, but I'm not worried, I know it will come back quick. I'm just staying there. Like I probably could have pushed more reps out, but playing it safe rather than stupid, because the amount of time I was younger and I would just be like, nah, I used to be able to do it, I can do it now, and then I'd injure myself, hurt my lower back, and then it takes me even longer to get back to. I know if I keep at a smart pace, within a few more weeks, I'll be straight back to 200 for 15. All the strength will come back, so don't rush it. Alright guys, the second main movement of the day. Now this is where I tick off a single leg movement and also more of a glute focused compound. So if I wasn't hitting walking lunges here, it would either be a Bulgarian split squat or like a barbell hip thrust. So a second heavy movement, again focusing a little bit more on the glutes there. Now fatigue will be starting to kick in a little bit here, but you shouldn't need to do any warm-up sets. You should be more than warm. So we're just hitting 3 straight sets of 20 reps. Obviously with these guys you are going to get a lot of quads, but that's completely fine. You know, we could all do with some more quads, and as long as you hit some single leg stuff, you are good.
Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding.
Alright guys, last superset of the day. Now this, we're finishing off with the quad isolation here, so leg extensions. Now we're going a little bit higher rep, 15s on these. Obviously by the time we get to here, we're going to be pretty fatigued at this point, so we don't actually need, well, I don't actually need a whole lot of weight for these, and just that, like I said, that 15 rep threshold, it's pretty brutal. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me over this song, but this is a pro tip for you. I learned this one off Ben Pekolsky only about a year ago last year when I did his course. It sounds very simple, but I never knew this. Whenever you're doing leg extensions, right, especially for you guys, like a lot of us stand like feet like this, so kind of out, which means your knees are going to track kind of out. So when I see heaps of dudes doing leg extensions, it's like this. A little bit over exaggerated. See my teeth? See my nose? Yeah, your legs look more jacked that way, but see how my knees are pointing out that way? That is not good for the joints, because it's going to come up to your hips, but your hips are sitting straight. So unless my hips were out like that as well, ooh, that was a bit of a crutch shot, but it's like this. So what you got to do, think top of your kneecaps, you want them facing up. Okay, so as I come up like this, see how now they're facing up instead of like that. That will save your knees in the long run. Like I never was able to do leg extension to like a fatigue point because my knees would hurt before my quads. And as soon as I did the muscle camp with him, he was like, what are you doing? Get your knees like this, face them straight. I had to drop the weight back, and within like 10-15 reps, my quads were on fire, 0 knee pain. Ever since then, I've been doing leg extensions once, twice a week, 0 knee pain. So literally the smallest tweak of getting my knees to face up changed the game. So try that, let me know what you think. This is a good tip actually. Whenever you're setting up for like RDLs or something like that, or barbell, because obviously we're not going off the ground, is set the rack up at like, whatever you call this, not arm span, your reach. So like I would just set up, you see there, I just put my hand next to it, that's perfect. That way, whenever I do it, I'm literally lifting up, little step back, boom, good to go. You always want to think like with stuff like this, save as much energy as you can, because then you can put more energy and effort into the actual lifts. Like if you got to, you know, unrack it from here and then bring it down, or if you got to pretty much do half a rep first just to rack it off, you just sorry, got no blood in the brain. You're just making it harder for yourself. So make everything as easy as you can for yourself until you do the movement, and then make it as hard as you can for yourself. That's what I was trying to say. So you go straight from the leg extensions into these Romanian deadlifts. Now this is the compound movement for hamstrings of the day, and I love putting these at the end because your legs are so full of blood, and it just feels really nice. It's a really nice way, in my opinion, to end the session with a nice big stretch through the hamstrings. You even get a stretch through the glutes, and yeah, it just feels really, really good. And as you can see, we don't need a ton of weight here, pretty gassed at this point, so we're just sticking with 3 sets of 10 on these, just nice and slow on the way down. Really focus on pushing your butt back, getting a nice big stretch in the hamstring, avoiding any tension coming through the lower back. I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. so much strength. Like as I was saying on the leg press, I think that was 80 kg before for the same sort of 10 reps. Now I'm doing 60 and my hamstrings are cooked. So, but like I said, I'm not letting it stress me. I'm not like worrying about it, because if I went straight to 80, I'd probably be weak, feel it through my lower back, probably wind up hurting myself and then be more mad at myself. So just ease back into it, it's all good. If you've had 3 months off, you can't expect to jump back into the gym for the first and second week and be back to where you were. Give yourself at least a month, guys, before you start ramping up to be like, all right, cool, now I'm gonna push back to where I was and then push past that.